Hey, how's everybody doing? Good to see everybody again. We're here cooking in Steve's kitchen, I guess we'll call it. We're gonna do another independent health cooking demonstration for y'all with a little teriyaki. But real quick, I'm gonna bang out my diced onion. Y'all remember that, right? Let's do this together. Remember, we go through the onion, then we turn it, we put our knife horizontally, go 1/4 inch down, right? Remember this? Then we 1/4 inch down one more time, not all the way through. Then we go down vertically. Look at that. You remember this? You guys are getting the hang of this thing, aren't you? Y'all are enjoying this, getting the hang of it, right? We want to make sure we cut our mise en place properly, have everything nice and uniform. Look at that. I love dicing onion. Remember, my goal is to get 1 million people to dice an onion properly. So continue to share this video with your friends, with your family, and show them, hey, this is the way we dice our onions properly from now on. So you go, turn it. Remember, knife is horizontal now, not going all the way through the onion. Then we stop and then we go vertically, cutting down. Look at our onions, nice, perfectly diced. Look at that, huh? You're really getting the hang of this, aren't you guys? Hanging out with me a little bit longer, you guys will be masters. I'm not a master, but I'll make you a master. There we are, look at that. So we have our diced onions ready to rock and roll. I just wanted to kick off our video starting with that because it's such an important piece of our mise en place, you know, our things in place. So again, my name is Steve Forman. I'm the executive chef, as many of you know, down at the Key Bank Center. I'm also a certified executive chef through the American Culinary Federation. So today, we want to talk about teriyaki. And basically what teriyaki is, it's a Japanese cooking method, and it basically consists of taking your protein, whatever it may be, and you're gonna grill it or roast it, while at the same time you're gonna baste it with a glaze. And the glaze consists of soy sauce, brown sugar, mirin is optional, and you mix it together, you thicken it up and you mix it together, and then you lather whatever you're grilling or roasting with the glaze, and that becomes teriyaki. Now, I'll be honest with you. There are other ways of you doing teriyaki in the sense of the type of food you want to use. If you want to go vegetarian style, I would suggest maybe a grilled portobello teriyaki sandwich. Take a nice portobello mushroom, right? Take the stem off, and then you put it on your grill, lather it with your teriyaki sauce, continue to grill it, finish it, take it off the grill, slice it real thin like you would some beef, and then fold it and put it in a bun, maybe with some radishes and a nice soft Kaiser roll. Or you can also do something like a cauliflower steak teriyaki, which you take a big head of cauliflower, cut it into steaks, put it on your grill, again, lather it with the teriyaki, make it nice and grilled, right? Gets nice and tender, serve it on a platter. Lastly, you could also possibly do a vegetarian burger teriyaki or teriyaki vegetarian burger. And again, you're adding that flavor, you're adding that nice essence while still maintaining a vegetarian option. So those are some other options, but today we're gonna do a turkey teriyaki rice bowl. We have our ground turkey, then we have the rest of our mise en place to continue to work with. Now, I want you to think about something. Cooking can be really, really fun, especially if you make it kind of like a team building process. And I'll be honest with you, one of the great things that Independent Health does with their healthy options is they have these cooking classes down at the Artisan Culinary Lofts. They're great. That's how I got started doing some of the things I'm doing today, and I'm doing this for them. And they bring a lot of companies, and they do these great cooking demonstrations, and it's just a good team building event that you can have. So I would advise you that once we're being able to go back into the public, check them out. Think about doing something like that. Ask for me. Let me be your cooking instructor for that event. But it's really important. I believe in team building. I believe in a team mentality. You know, down at the arena where I work, I have a phenomenal team. I have great sous chefs, and I try to lead with this kind of quote that I'm about to give you by John Wooding. It says, "The person who scored the basket has 10 hands." I love that phrase. Why? Because it makes you realize it takes more than just the one person scoring the bucket. It takes the whole team to get that person. So cooking could be an opportunity to a team building event just to get together. Even now, during the time where we have to be in our house, Get the family together. Get everybody to rally around. Somebody cuts the pepper. Somebody cuts the carrots. Somebody does the broccoli. Somebody does, gets the pan ready. It can be really, really fun. So I suggest that, during this time, make the best of it. Enjoy the family. Make it a team building moment. Maybe you'll get to learn more about your kids, or kids, you'll get to learn more about your parents, right? So here we go. We're doing the turkey teriyaki. And the ingredients that we're serving up, we have our ground turkey. Our mise en place consists of we have red peppers, carrots, our onions, we have ginger, we have garlic, we have scallions, we have water chestnuts, we also have broccoli, we have brown sugar and the essence to make the glaze. And those are the things that we need. This is all of the components that we need to make our turkey teriyaki rice bowl. Now, the recipe you'll also get, I believe it's on the webpage. You'll be able to follow through if you'd like and get all your mise en place together. Remember, mise en place means things in place. It's a French word. You get everything together, then you can start going through your recipe, making sure you have everything. Now, another thing I would like to do is I just showed you and I demonstrated how to do an onion. Now let's talk about the carrot. Now, something really cool about dicing a carrot. A little simple trick that I want to show y'all. It's real simple. First, we got to, of course, peel the carrot, right? And one of the things I always talk about, save your scraps. Why? Because your scraps can be used later on in a stock. What you can do is you make a nice flavored broth or a stock, and you can use that for a vegetable soup or some kind of soup that you want to make. But I always save my scraps so that way I can make a stock later on. So here we are. We got the carrot peeled. We're gonna cut it in half. Now watch what I do. I take a little bit off of there, roll it, take another little bit off of there. Again, those will be my scraps. And then I cut my carrots. So what I have is 2 flat surfaces. Now I have an evenly sized carrot to make these carrot sticks. And then I turn it, and now I can make my diced carrot. Look how simple that was. You see that? I'm gonna do it again with the last piece, but look at how simple that is. So I sliver off just a little bit, sliver off just a little bit, so I can roll it. Now it's a square piece. I make a little square, make a stick. Now I can turn it, put it together. Now I'm gonna dice it, and look at the uniformity of my carrot, right? Real simple, but look how fast it was. It didn't take anything. And so I just wanted to show you those simple little steps that you can do. Now also, we have here is our ginger. Very simple, very, very important part of making what we're gonna do today. So I just take my peeler and I take my ginger and I just peel off the stems, peel off the skin. Right, simple, just real easy. Now, I will be honest with you, I wouldn't save this, the ginger peels unless, of course, you're into making potpourri or something, and you can add this with some cinnamon sticks, some pepper corns, and some other aromatic flavors, and just put it in some water, boil it lightly on your stove, and let all the fragrance get through your house. So again, you can do something like that. Always try to find a way to use your scraps, but for right now, I'm not gonna save these. My wife burns candles, so I don't have to use potpourri. She has a lot of candles in her house. She loves candles, it's whatever. And that's awesome, right? Having that nice, warm smelling aroma going through your house. Now we're gonna just slice the ginger so we can mince the ginger. Okay, see that? Now you're saying to yourself, my goodness, isn't he gonna cut his finger? Well, the way I hold my knife and the way I hold the product with my fingers, we've trained ourselves to be very conscious of where our fingers are while we are dicing. Now watch, all of a sudden, in the middle of this demo, I cut my finger. That would be absolutely crazy, right? But again, we're just skilled, but again, you don't have to go as fast as I'm going. But you simply mince up your ginger. Oh, and it just smells. I love the smell of ginger. Some people don't like the smell of ginger. I love the smell of ginger. You gotta love your food. You just gotta love your food. You gotta love it. You know? If you don't love cooking, order out. I'm just saying. But it's absolutely amazing. The smell is amazing. I love it. So there you are. So we have some of our mise en place that I was just showing you and demonstrating real quick. Now, what we also need to do is we're gonna put together the ingredients to make our glaze. Now, the two items that we're gonna need today, we're gonna need our sauce pot, and then we have our handy wok right there. And so the sauce pot, this is a 1.5 quart sauce pot. We wanna get everything together. So the mise en place for that consists of red wine vinegar, low sodium soy sauce. And the reason why we're doing low sodium is because, again, we want to be mindful of making sure we're making healthy options. And so using low sodium, that allows us to have low intake of salt. Salt is important. I will tell you all the time, salt's very important, but the less we take in, we're making better options, healthy options and healthy choices. So we're gonna go with the low sodium. Then we also need our brown sugar. I have my cornstarch that we're gonna need. We're gonna make a slurry in a second with that. Now, an option, if you'd like, I have some right here, pineapple juice. You can also add that to teriyaki sauce if you like, just to add a nice little sweetener flavor to it if you like, with the brown sugar. And what I simply did was, I took a can of pineapples, I drained the juice, and I'm gonna save the juice to put into my sauce. And that, again, that's an option. You don't have to do that. And you can use other flavors if you would like. You can infuse it with other things. You can add a little bit, maybe a whole clove, just to give it a little bit more of a kick, or a star anise and throw in there, just to give it a little kick. These are just options, but we're just gonna make it really simple today. We're gonna start with taking our soy. We're gonna put this in on our quart saucepan, 1.5 quart saucepan. We have this. Then we also have to add our red vinegar. Now the recipe calls for a certain amount. Follow the recipe, but you know me as a chef, we just go by eye. Calls for a little water, a little brown sugar. And again, I'm going to use a little of my pineapple juice, just a touch, just to give it a little bit more of a sweetener to it. And then what we're gonna do is, we're gonna bring this over to the stove in a second, but I also wanna make our slurry. Now, a slurry consists of cornstarch and water mixed well, and it becomes like a little liquidy, a milky liquid substance. Cornstarch will thicken any liquid that's heated up. So once we heat this up, then we add the slurry to it. It's gonna tighten up like a nice little glaze that we're gonna be able to use later once we begin sauteing all the ingredients that's used in making the stir fry. So I got a little cornstarch here. You can buy this at any store, very simple. Take your little whisk, adding the water to it, right? And so what you're gonna do is you're just gonna stir it, getting all the clumps and everything out. It's gonna be milky, it's gonna be a little thick. It's not gonna be real thick, it's just gonna be nice and milky. And once it's all been incorporated, what you'll be able to do is simply pour this into the liquid once we have gotten the liquid hot. So now all of our mise en place is ready. So we're gonna head over to the stove now and we're gonna get things rocking, okay? See you over at the stove. All right, so here we are, we're back at the stove. I got my glaze broth on. It's starting to boil. Now what I wanna do is I'm gonna add some of my ginger to this. This is some of the flavoring that we wanna add to our sauce, right? And we're also gonna add a little bit of our garlic. We're still gonna use the garlic and the ginger in the vegetable turkey stir fry that we're gonna do when we start sauteing. Then we're gonna take this glaze and add to that. So I want you to just pay attention. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit, turn the sauce down, medium. Now it's on medium heat. Now, I have all of the essence, all of the flavors that I want in my broth, which is gonna become a glaze once I add the slurry. Again, slurry is cornstarch and water, and it's just a thickening agent. Some of you are familiar with roux. Roux is butter and flour, but we're not gonna use that for this application. We would like to use cornstarch. So cornstarch and water becomes a slurry. And so our broth is boiling now, it's a soft rumble. What we're gonna do is we're gonna find our slurry that we made. What you'll wanna do is just stir it again before you add it, because what happens is the cornstarch will kind of like settle after it sits for a little bit. So here we are. Now we're just gonna slowly drizzle it in there, and you'll begin to see it slowly tightening up. Look at it, it's already getting a little Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's amazing. Amazing. We're loving life right here. Look at this. And that's kind of like the consistency that you want. So you now want to put it on low. And we're just gonna let that sit there and smile at us. What we call smile is just light little bubbles. Little light bubbles. It's smiling at us. It's letting us know they're still there. Okay? And see that smiling at us? Perfect. Now, we're gonna go into actually sauteing the turkey and all the vegetables. Now in this process, I want to talk to you about what happens when people write recipes. A lot of times when you follow somebody's recipe, little things happen that the recipe doesn't mention, right? Because they're just showing you how to cook it, but they don't teach you the little small things that happen. And what I'm gonna explain to you is we're gonna saute in 2 stages. And the reason why is because when you use ground turkey or ground chicken, it has a lot of moisture in it. And when you start sauteing it, you'll start to see it sweat out. What I don't want to have happen is when I add my turkey, then I add my vegetables, that it becomes stewy rather than a crisp stir fry. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do in 2 stages. I'm gonna do the vegetables first. I'm gonna take them out, pour it in here. Then I'm gonna add the turkey to this, let it cook, let the water evaporate, let it start getting to where it needs to be and it's looking good and done. Now I can return my vegetables to the wok, saute, add the glaze, saute, bam, we're ready to eat. That's what we're gonna do. So here we have a little oil in my wok. I'm gonna turn it up. Typically you wanna see what we call smoke point. Smoke point is when the oil begins to release a little smoke and you can see it coming up. You want your pan hot when you saute because sauteing is what we call cooking in hot oil. Little bit of hot oil and it's quick. So it's gotta be hot. I start to see the smoke. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So the first thing we're gonna do is add our onions. You hear that? Oh yeah. That's amazing. Then we're gonna add our carrots. Look at that, look at that. So what they're doing is it's caramelizing. Remember, if you remember the last time we talked, caramelization is what sugar reacts to heat. It's when sugar starts breaking down because it's reacting to the heat it's on and it starts to caramelize. Caramelization is the natural sugars that are coming out and it's responding to the heat and they start to break down and make new strands of sugar. And what happens is the flavor profile is actually changing. That looks so good, right? Next, what we want to do is we want to add our garlic. Then we want to add ginger. Want to add our red peppers. We have our water chestnuts. Keep your fire on high. Our broccoli. Absolutely amazing. And you want to still hear that. You hear that? Nice saute. And once this gets to a point where it's nice and tender, we're going to go ahead and put it in here, let the pan get hot again, add a little oil, then we're going to throw in our turkey and we're going to chop the turkey up so it gets crumbly and it's sauteing. Then we add the vegetables back. But yeah, this is what you want. Now, I'm gonna do a little trick. What I'm gonna do is, I wanna add a little liquid, just to give it a little steam, just to soften up the vegetables a little bit more. Guess what I'm gonna add? Not water. Remember my pineapple juice? I'm gonna just throw that in there. It's not in the recipe, but it's gonna be a little bit of a flavor profile added. Listen. Oh, I love that sound. That right there is a party in the pan. Party in the pan. There you go, look at that. Yeah. As it sautés, look at that. You see the liquid? It's dissolving, but the vegetables are gonna stay crisp. My broccoli is gonna stay green. It's gonna stay nice and crisp. And in a minute, we're gonna take it out let it sit in this bowl, and we're gonna get our pan hot again, like I mentioned earlier, and let our turkey. Listen, oh, that's just amazing. That's why I love cooking. It's so fun. All right, so our broccoli and everything was cooked. So we're just gonna simply pour everything into this nice, easy bowl. Okay? Want to make sure we get everything out. That way nothing, if I have to, I can. Want our pan to get hot again, right? What you want to make sure is that your pan, your wok is completely debris free. And the reason why is you don't want it to burn. You don't want those elements being on there. So we're gonna get our pan hot. Look at our sauce, it's looking real good. Still smiling at us. You always want to taste your food, right? So I got a nice little spoon right here. We're gonna taste this. Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, people. Now, we're gonna add our turkey. We're gonna just add this. Now, right now it's clumpy, right? We're gonna break it up, don't worry. But you want that turkey, that sound. That's what you want. You want to hear that sound. That means your pan is hot. And we're breaking up the turkey so it will crumble. Use a rubber spatula because I got Teflon coating on my wok. So just let it cook. Now, if you look, you see the moisture that's coming out? That's what would have happened if I had everything in there. It would have just stewed my vegetables, and I didn't want that. So it doesn't say it in the recipe, but do it in 2 stages. Follow the recipe where it says do the turkey or do the vegetables. Just keep them separated. And you can always watch this video again. It's real simple. It's going to be uploaded. Well, it is uploaded as of right now. And you'll be able to push pause and go back to it and just notice what I did, how the 2 stages of cooking my vegetable and turkey. So I'm crumbling it up, I'm chopping it up so it gets crumbly. So once I add the vegetables, it will all disperse evenly when I serve it in my rice. But also I got a little feature for you today. Even though this is called a turkey teriyaki rice bowl, what I also got is I have some romaine lettuce leaves. So I'm gonna show you that you can do either the rice bowl or a lettuce wrap, right? If you don't want the calories from the rice, which I use brown rice, in today's recipe. Brown rice is very good, it's very healthy. Rice is a good option to have. However, what happens is it does carry calories. The wild rice, which is very healthy, filled with nutrients, right? But it carries a lot of calories with it. So if you're looking to get away from the calories, that's okay. We're gonna put it in a lettuce wrap and you can roll it up and go ahead and eat it. Still enjoy the same teriyaki, but instead of using rice, we're gonna use the lettuce. Sound good? I know, smile if you agree with me. Go ahead and smile. There you go. There you go. So, you see how the turkey is breaking up? And see, what people don't talk about is the moisture that's in your turkey. Now, also, a lot of places will also tell you to drain the turkey out. And I can do that as well if I want to, but I'm gonna let it stew out a little bit here. I'm gonna keep letting it just, because it will eventually evaporate. Some of it is fat, some of it is moisture. And again, if I want to, if I feel like it's gonna be too moist and it's gonna dilute the glaze that I'm gonna toss it in, then I can always take a bowl if I want. Like I can take my pineapple bowl that I have left over still. I can place it here. And if I think it's necessary, I'll drain a little bit of the fat and a little bit of the moisture out. Because again, I wanted the vegetables and everything to be crisp and nice. I don't want my sauce to be runny. I don't want it to be, watered down. I want all of the flavors to pop once we start eating, or once I start eating. I wish you guys could join me, but make it yourself. It's gonna come out phenomenal. So we just keep breaking this up. This is a process. Always remember, People, when they talk about cooking with love, what that means is that they're cooking with patience. They're letting the food do the work, and they're spending the time letting the food do the work. It's like, that's why they say cooking with love. It's the patience, because you gotta have a lot of patience if you're gonna be in love with somebody, right? Husbands, wives, right? I mean, I've been married for 20 years. Both of us, her and I, have a lot of patience with each other. But that's because we're in love with each other, right? It requires that patience skill. It ain't easy, but it's worth it. All right, let me get back to cooking. So look at how it's evaporated, right? Look at a lot of the moisture has gone away. What we're going to see here is mostly the fat. So if I want, again, I can just go ahead and drain it a little bit if I want, right? Just take a little bit of it out. That bowl is safe for me to use. Now look, I got a lot of the moisture out, right? Again, it's real simple. Don't overwork it. Don't overthink it. It's very simple. I did it in 2 stages. Sauteed the vegetables, put it aside. Got my wok back on, put the turkey in, crumbled it up, chopped it, let the heat do the work. Broken up. Now look at how simple it is. Then I drained it out a little bit. I'm not gonna use that. Now it's ready. Now we're gonna add our vegetables. Return it back to the wok. Right? Give it a stir. Then we're gonna add our glaze. Oh my goodness. Oh my, somebody give him a job. Somebody give this man a job. Look at that. You can't tell me that doesn't look phenomenal. That right there looks phenomenal. So we let it stew just for a second, because again, we want our vegetables to be nice and crisp and al dente. Our turkey is nice, it's just right there, it's completely cooked. Our glaze is in there now. I turn it off. Now, let's head over and let's plate this phenomenal masterpiece we got going on right now. So here we are, ready to plate up. Remember I mentioned earlier we're using brown rice, but I also said we're gonna feature a little bit of a lettuce wrap as well. Just change it up a little bit. If you don't wanna serve yourself rice or your family rice, you want them to, eat a little bit more healthier, this is a great option to turn to, taking the same turkey teriyaki and putting it with lettuce wrap. So here we go, let's start with plating up. This is gonna be so good. Got my brown rice. Look at my brown rice. Woo, 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 woo. All right. Then I'm gonna take oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that phenomenal meal. I'm gonna garnish it up a little bit. How about that? A little scallion onion. Look at that bad boy. A little bit of scallion trimmings, huh? That's beautiful. All right, let's do the lettuce wrap. So we're gonna take a few of the lettuce. And then that's gonna be real simple. What you're gonna do is take the ingredients, just go ahead and pour that right into the, I do it without the broccoli. I mean, I don't wanna put a broccoli in a wrap, right? So I find where the goodies are. Look at that. Looking absolutely delicious, right? Little scallions. And there you have it, people. We have our rice plate, and we have our lettuce. 2 phenomenal options. Great flavors, great taste. Again, look at that, huh? Amazing. Bon appetit for us right now. And then also the lettuce, real simple. Look how fun it was. And here's the awesome thing. You're able to do all of this for under $20. Look at that. I can feed probably 4 people under $20 right here. Amazing, right? So it's real simple, economical, full of flavor, and we did it in a few steps and we're alive. We have our dinner ready to go. Fun fact about broccoli, I want to say this also. Broccoli comes from the Italian word braccolo, which means the flowering crest of cabbage. Fun fact, right? Because broccoli is part of the cabbage family. So it's the flowering crest of cabbage. That's what they call broccoli or broccolo in Italian. So enjoy your meal. I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna enjoy this. And until next time, we'll see you again. This is Steve Forman. I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate Independent Health with their Healthy Options platform. This is a great way of just getting everybody together through this period of time and just enjoy some great food, having a laugh or two while we're doing this demonstration, and just keeping it together and just having a great time. So enjoy this. Take time out to make this meal. Bring your family together. Make it an event. Make it a fun event. And enjoy your eating. Bye-bye.